Today, we turn our attention to a series of subtle yet significant movements occurring within the global financial architecture. In the early days of October 2025, a quiet but palpable energy is building behind the scenes of international currency exchange. Reports are surfacing from multiple credible sources that financial centers across several major economic hubs are in the process of preparing their complex digital systems for an event that has the potential to command the attention of the entire world. These preparations, focused intently on the Iraqi Dinar, suggest that a period of significant transition may be drawing near, prompting observers to watch with heightened interest as the month unfolds. The activity is unlike anything documented in recent memory, sparking a wave of inquiry and analysis across the financial sector. The core of these reports centers on a synchronized series of internal updates and meticulous data adjustments that have seemingly commenced within institutions that are pillars of the global currency market. The focal point of this intense preparation is reportedly the currency of Iraq. Insiders familiar with these operations have noted that a flurry of activity is underway, with a distinct sense of purpose and urgency. This has fueled discussions that this particular month, October 2025, could represent a pivotal moment in a long and closely watched economic narrative. The global scale of these preparations is what truly sets this moment apart, distinguishing it from previous periods of speculation and rumor. From the bustling financial districts of Dubai and Singapore to the historic trading floors of London and the technological hubs of the United States, a consistent pattern of readiness is being observed, signaling a level of international alignment that is rarely seen. Many are now asking the crucial questions: why is this happening now? And what makes this October so significant? What is the underlying catalyst prompting these sudden and coordinated system updates across the globe? In our report today, we will aim to provide a comprehensive breakdown of these recent developments. We will explore the technical details of what these system updates entail, examine the potential meaning behind this synchronized international activity, and present the perspectives of economic experts who believe a substantial change could be on the horizon. The convergence of Iraq's domestic reforms with this newfound international preparedness has created a unique set of circumstances that warrants a careful and detailed examination, stepping through the available information methodically to build a clear picture of the current situation. Over the last several days, a notable number of prominent financial institutions have initiated a series of internal software tests, specifically related to their foreign exchange operations. According to sources with direct knowledge of these technical procedures, the primary subject of these comprehensive updates appears to be the Iraqi Dinar. This is not a minor or routine maintenance check. It involves a deep dive into the foundational data that governs currency trading. Teams of highly skilled technicians, financial analysts, and dedicated system operators are reportedly engaged in a meticulous process of reviewing their extensive databases, carefully updating the specific fields designated for currency rates, and executing what are known in the industry as rigorous stress tests. These actions are indicative of a system-wide preparation for a new set of operational parameters. To fully appreciate the gravity of these activities, it's essential to understand what a stress test entails in a financial context. These are sophisticated simulations designed to push a system to its limits, modeling how it would react to potential and often extreme market fluctuations. In this case, the tests are designed to ensure that the trading and exchange systems can handle large, sudden changes in a currency's value without failing. This is a critical preparatory step for any anticipated high-volatility event. Normally, such resource-intensive testing is only commissioned when there is a strong belief that a significant event is approaching, one that has the capacity to fundamentally alter global currency valuations. The fact that these tests are being conducted is a powerful signal on its own. What elevates this situation from a standard institutional update to an event of global interest is the remarkable degree of coordination. When multiple countries and their respective financial centers begin to conduct nearly identical actions around the same period, it strongly suggests that the preparations are part of a much larger, potentially coordinated financial event. This is not the result of coincidence, but rather an indication that a broad consensus or directive is guiding these efforts. This synchronized movement implies that institutions are not merely reacting to market rumors. They are proactively aligning their systems based on information that signals a unified shift is being planned, one that requires global readiness to ensure a smooth and stable transition for the entire international financial network. The timing of these extensive activities has only amplified the curiosity and attention from market observers. The month of October 2025 has been a recurring point of discussion in specialized financial circles for several months, often cited as a potential window for significant currency adjustments within the Middle East. This is particularly relevant for Iraq, a nation that has been methodically undertaking a series of major economic and banking reforms. These reforms have been specifically designed to fortify its financial standing on the global stage and to create a more stable and transparent economic environment. The goal has been to move the nation's economy towards a position of greater strength and international integration. Laying the groundwork for future growth and stability, the Central Bank of Iraq, in particular, has been at the forefront of this transformation. Over the past few years, it has spearheaded a comprehensive modernization of the country's banking systems, moving from antiquated processes to cutting-edge digital platforms. In parallel, it has introduced new currency notes with advanced security features to combat counterfeiting and enhance public trust in the national currency. Furthermore, a significant effort has been made to align many of Iraq's fiscal and monetary policies with established international standards, a crucial step for fostering foreign investment and ensuring compatibility with the global financial system. These foundational steps are all necessary prerequisites before any kind of substantial currency rate adjustment could be realistically and successfully implemented. The fact that international exchange centers are now dedicating significant resources to update their systems during this precise time frame has only served to intensify the speculation that a major development may be approaching. The alignment of Iraq's internal progress with the external preparations seen on the global stage is what makes the current situation so compelling. Economists have noted that Iraq's national fiscal planning often corresponds with key economic cycles, including its oil export schedules, the timing of its national budget releases, and the implementation of significant monetary policy adjustments. This calendar-driven approach to economic management means that certain periods of the year are more conducive to major financial announcements than others. Historically, many of the most significant financial changes in the region have been strategically timed to occur near the end of the calendar year. This timing is deliberate as it allows financial institutions, both domestic and international, ample opportunity to prepare their financial records and balance sheets before the new fiscal cycle begins in January. The first week of October, in this context, provides what could be considered a perfect window for testing and implementation. It grants banks and exchange centers a sufficient buffer period to update their systems, thoroughly review all their internal data for accuracy, and implement any necessary corrections or adjustments well ahead of the year-end rush, ensuring a state of complete readiness. If the government of Iraq or its central bank were to make a major announcement regarding its currency, this period would be the most logical time to do so. An announcement in the fourth quarter would serve to minimize potential market shock by giving the global system time to absorb the news and adjust accordingly. It would also provide international institutions with a clean and orderly transition period before their books are closed for the year. The current wave of system updates being reported appears to be perfectly aligned with this strategic window, suggesting that the institutions carrying them out may be operating on a timeline that anticipates a forthcoming announcement and the need to be fully prepared for its implementation. Reports from major financial hubs like Dubai, London, and Singapore indicate that exchange centers in these locations have been receiving discrete instructions to prepare for possible rate adjustments. While the specific details of these internal communications are, by their very nature, confidential, the remarkable consistency of the message being received across these geographically diverse regions is difficult to dismiss as mere coincidence. Industry insiders have described an unusual and unprecedented level of coordination in these efforts. This coordination is manifesting in tangible ways, pointing towards a highly organized and serious undertaking that goes far beyond routine operational maintenance or standard system upgrades that happen. Throughout the year, this heightened state of preparation includes a number of operational shifts that are typically reserved for moments of anticipated major market events. For instance, there have been widespread reports of system maintenance being scheduled over weekends, a time usually chosen to minimize disruption, but in this case used for intensive updates. There are also accounts of staff hours being extended for key technical and financial personnel, ensuring that the necessary expertise is on hand to oversee these complex changes. Furthermore, new and more robust layers of security are reportedly being added to data management systems, a precaution taken to protect sensitive rate information and prevent any premature leaks or unauthorized access, highlighting the sensitive nature of the work being done. In some of the most compelling accounts, it has been reported that certain exchange centers have gone as far as to conduct mock transactions. These are simulated trades designed to test the full life cycle of a transaction using new hypothetical rate updates. This is a clear and unambiguous sign that these institutions are taking the potential for change with the utmost seriousness, as such drills are resource-intensive and are only performed when there is a credible need to validate system performance under new conditions. While no official confirmation of a pending change has been issued, these carefully orchestrated behind-the-scenes movements have captured the full attention of analysts, economists, and investors around the world who are now watching for any further signals. For those who may be unfamiliar with the intricate inner workings of international exchange centers, a brief explanation can provide valuable context. Before any major currency revaluation or significant rate adjustment can be officially implemented, these centers must achieve absolute certainty that their technological and financial systems are fully capable of handling the new rates seamlessly. This preparation phase is non-negotiable and of critical importance. They execute a battery of simulations and tests to verify that every component of their system, from buy and sell margins to complex tax codes and automated accounting entries, functions correctly and accurately under the new numerical parameters that a rate change would introduce. A crucial part of this readiness protocol involves testing how their proprietary software communicates and interfaces with the vast international networks that form the backbone of global finance, such as the SWIFT system and other interconnected banking databases. The integrity of these connections is paramount to preventing transaction failures or data corruption during a period of transition. The stakes are incredibly high. If a system is not perfectly prepared, even a seemingly minor mistake or a small calculation error could cascade into a major issue, potentially leading to millions of dollars in losses for the institution and its clients. This is why these preparations are undertaken with such a high degree of diligence and precision, leaving absolutely no room for error. Therefore, when multiple exchange centers begin these meticulous and time-consuming updates, months or even weeks in advance of any public announcement, it is almost always a reliable indicator that they have received early, non-public signals about a forthcoming event. These signals, transmitted through official or semi-official channels, give them the necessary lead time to prepare. The information suggests that a significant change is not just a possibility, but a probability they must be ready for. It is this proactive rather than reactive posture that is being observed right now, and it is a powerful piece of evidence for those tracking the situation, indicating a shift from theoretical discussion to practical preparation. What makes the current situation even more fascinating is the evident coordination between vastly different financial regions. Reports continue to suggest that multiple centers located across Asia, Europe, and the Middle East have all received remarkably similar timelines for completing these system updates. This kind of synchronized global action does not happen organically or by chance. It is typically the result of a larger, highly structured plan that involves major financial oversight bodies and international cooperation. Such a plan is essential for maintaining stability and preventing chaos in the global currency markets. When a significant change is about to be introduced to the system, for instance, when a nation's currency is about to be significantly adjusted or formally reinstated on the international stage, after a long period of being non-tradable, international organizations often provide quiet, confidential guidance to member countries and their key financial institutions. This guidance is designed to ensure that global systems are fully prepared and can remain stable throughout the transition process. This coordination is the key to preventing a disorderly market reaction, which could have widespread negative consequences. The synchronized timing that is now being witnessed in these system updates is leading many seasoned analysts to believe that we may be closer to a significant turning point in this long-running story than ever before. From an economic standpoint, Iraq has been diligently building a strong and resilient foundation to support this very moment. In recent years, the country has made significant strides in key areas of its economy. It has successfully increased its oil production, the primary driver of its national revenue, and has worked to stabilize its government spending to create a more sustainable fiscal position. Concurrently, it has substantially improved its foreign reserve holdings, a critical buffer against economic shocks and a key indicator of financial health. Oil exports are currently at some of their highest levels since the early 2000s, generating a significant and steady stream of revenue for the national treasury. These positive developments have not gone unnoticed by the international community. The substantial funds generated from oil sales have not only strengthened Iraq's overall financial position but have also played a crucial role in boosting investor confidence, both domestically and internationally. The International Monetary Fund, along with other key economic advisory bodies, has reportedly been working closely with Iraqi authorities, providing technical assistance and guidance to help modernize the nation's monetary systems and fiscal policies. These combined efforts are creating the ideal economic environment for a potential currency reform, one that could aim to restore the dinar's strength and value on the global stage. In discussions among market analysts regarding a potential rate change for the dinar, the most conservative estimates being privately circulated range from a valuation of approximately $1 for every 100 dinars to a more substantial 1 to 1.25 ratio. Even at the lower end of the spectrum, such an increase would represent a monumental leap from its current value. However, some longtime observers of Iraq's economy believe that a full reinstatement of the currency on the international markets could eventually aim for a much higher valuation. They point to the historical pre-1991 rates, a time when Iraq's economy was among the strongest in the Middle East, when the dinar was valued at around $3, or even higher. While that historical figure may sound ambitious in the current context, it is noted that Iraq's vast and largely untapped oil and mineral reserves could, in theory, support such a valuation under the right set of economic conditions and with proper management. Nevertheless, financial experts consistently urge caution against unrealistic expectations. They emphasize that currency reevaluations of this magnitude rarely happen overnight in a single jump. A gradual, controlled, and phased increase is a far more likely and strategically prudent approach. This method helps the domestic economy adjust smoothly, prevents severe inflation shocks, and gives the nation time to stabilize its trade systems, manage its import and export balances, and further strengthen its banking infrastructure. Let's delve deeper into how exchange centers prepare internally for such a significant event. Typically, the process begins when they receive preliminary, confidential notifications, often months in advance of any public announcement. These early alerts are crucial as they provide the necessary lead time for a wide range of preparatory activities. This includes developing and conducting specialized training for staff, particularly those in foreign exchange departments, to ensure they understand the new procedures. It also involves the complex technical work of system configuration and the vital process of communicating with partner banks and financial institutions to ensure everyone is aligned and ready for the transition. As of this month, it appears that several major institutions are already deep into this preparatory phase. System updates are reportedly being uploaded to servers. Internal training sessions are being scheduled and conducted for relevant personnel, and foreign exchange departments are meticulously reviewing their compliance procedures to ensure they align with any new regulations that might accompany a rate change. The ultimate goal of this exhaustive process is to guarantee that every single part of the system, from the customer-facing interface to the back-end accounting ledgers, can handle a rate change instantly and flawlessly the moment it is officially approved and goes live. This type of preparation demands both a significant investment of time and a high level of secrecy, which is why most of this work happens quietly, behind closed doors. Far from the public eye, what is particularly noteworthy is how Iraq's domestic developments are aligning almost perfectly with these international preparations. The country's government has been intensely focused on a series of major infrastructure upgrades aimed at modernizing the nation and diversifying its economy. These ambitious projects include the construction of new, state-of-the-art oil refineries, the significant expansion of its port facilities to boost trade capacity, and the enhancement of its digital banking systems to bring them in line with global standards. Many of these critical projects are reportedly nearing completion, with timelines pointing to late 2025 as a key milestone for their operational launch. This sets the stage for stronger trade relationships and is expected to drive higher demand for the national currency. The timing of these completions appears to be entirely deliberate and strategic. The vision seems to be that once Iraq's energy output capacity, its modernized financial systems, and its new digital networks are all fully synchronized and operational, its economy will be in a much stronger and more resilient position for deeper global integration. This is precisely why many economic experts believe that October 2025 could indeed represent a strategic moment, carefully chosen to trigger the next phase of Iraq's long-term monetary reform. The convergence of internal readiness with external market preparation creates a compelling narrative that suggests a well-planned and methodically executed economic strategy is now reaching a critical juncture. Skeptics of this narrative, of course, rightfully urge caution and a measured perspective. They correctly point out that similar predictions and waves of speculation have surfaced numerous times in the past, only to dissipate without any tangible changes materializing. However, those who follow these developments closely argue that what makes this particular period different is the quality, consistency, and nature of the information being observed. This is no longer just unsubstantiated chatter originating from online forums or anonymous sources. Instead, it is based on visible, verifiable movements being seen inside legitimate, globally recognized financial institutions. The preparation is tangible, the timelines appear to align across multiple independent sources, and the supporting economic indicators within Iraq are stronger than they have ever been before. It is this powerful combination of factors that is driving so much renewed and serious interest in the Iraqi dinar story. While nothing is ever guaranteed in the world of international finance, the sheer level of coordinated activity happening right now cannot be easily or lightly dismissed as mere speculation. The evidence points to a level of institutional readiness that is both significant and undeniable.